Hi there, this is the Gay Group Relationships channel. In this video, we're going to have another look at the Rochester model and have a kind of a general overview of it. You can see I'm using the twin motion program here, and so it's going to be a little bit better quality, more realistic renderings than the previous video. You might even see some interesting animations as we scroll around this. So looking at some of the general ideas of co-housing is that the individuals in the group, that if you're in a group that wants to live together, you can pool your resources, and instead of perhaps the individuals each having smaller or just their own normal houses, or couples having houses, that the whole group could have a really nice house with a lot of amenities and be able to save time and resources doing an option like this. The idea as well with co-houses is that you would want some nice open areas for social events and spending time together, but you'd also want to balance that out with areas that are better for private use, and people can feel like they have their own space that they can get away if they need that. So this is the east side of the house. This is the front door to the formal area. You'll notice a front porch as well, which I think is a nice way to connect to the community. And this area has higher ceilings. You'll see that the rest of the house would probably have 9-foot ceilings, but there are a few areas that have more open, higher ceilings to give it that open feel. You're going to notice other things as we zoom around this house, some things like homesteading and other shared resources that I've talked about in other videos, and we'll see how they're integrated into this. And so here's the north side of the house as we're scrolling around. There's 4 2-car garages, so with an 8-bedroom house, each of the bedrooms would have a spot for a car. It wouldn't have to be used for a car, it could be used for other storage and projects and things like that, but there is a space for each of the bedrooms to have a spot in the garage. So there are the 2 front bedrooms facing east. This is the north. You'll notice there's a deck all along, so each of the bedrooms upstairs has a door that opens up to this deck, and the downstairs 2 bedrooms open up as well to this grassy area. So you'll notice the north opens up to this more private space, and the south side of the house we'll see is more to the public social areas. Between the bedrooms upstairs on the east and here in the middle, this is the library here. You'll notice above that the roof line is quite simple, and the walls, there's a lot of straight walls. There aren't a lot of angles and kind of architectural features in that way. That way you're able to use simpler construction methods, and it keeps the costs down so that you can have a really nice place with a lot of amenities without really breaking the bank on small things that can cost a lot of money for those kinds of things in the my tongue's getting twisted here. Next to the bedrooms, there here on the west side of the house is you'll notice this separate entrance here, so that the fitness room is down here. So that idea is if someone in the group was a trainer or something like this, or just if friends and neighbors are coming over to work out, that they can come to this part of the house without going through the other part of the house, so that it keeps the rest of the house a little more private. You could also have some kind of a spiral staircase or something over here for the art studio. It's above the fitness room, and so I think that that's a good idea to have things like that, separate entrances, so that guests don't always have to be traveling through the entire house to get to specific parts of the house for social events. You'll notice here is kind of a little green area. The idea is that if there is a pet, this could be kind of the dog run, and that they could have access to maybe a couple of the bedrooms or something like that without getting through the rest of the house. The west end of the house is the large recreation room, or the rec room. You'll see that there's like an RV-sized garage here, and so if you're having events, you could have different parties in here. You could be doing sports in here. There's a lot of different uses the rec room could be used for. And there's a just a regular door entrance here as well, and parking here for those kinds of events. If we look over this direction, you'll notice I have a little natural swimming pond. And then I mentioned in the first video that this could be a casita, that the people in the group that want to participate in building the house could learn with this smaller project how to do construction methods. And then you could use this large oversized garage for storing materials while building this. And then after the big house is finished, this could be used for oversized vehicles, storage, maybe a boat, something like this. Then you'd have a bunk maybe some bunk rooms, a kitchen, and things like that that could be used during the construction of the big house as a place to stay or to take breaks. On the south side of that, you'll notice there's a greenhouse that I have here, and that's next to the market garden. And so you could grow a lot of vegetables here. And there's another garden over here that we'll talk about that in a moment. Next to the market garden is an animal area where you could have chickens and perhaps other animals, and that would be integrated close to the gardens. And here's the food forest next to the animal area, kind of in the back corner. And here you could integrate with a lot of different food producing trees. You could have just a lot of different plants. You could have sculptures dotted throughout this space, benches, swings, hammocks, gazebos, and things like that. So this could be a really nice park-like area as well as being productive. And we're going to look here between the food forest and the house. This swimming pool takes up a majority of the space, and you'll notice that it is a very good pool for swimming laps, and that's I thought it would be nice to prioritize that for any members of the group that do enjoy swimming as part of their fitness regime. I do have a little outdoor trampoline here and next to this building that could be used as storage or other kinds of things. And for those that know me, you'll understand why I have a trampoline next to this wall. And there's a little storage area here, centrally located in the food forest to keep tools and things like that. And then next to that, you would have an outdoor kitchen dining area where you might have a barbecue to keep the smoke and stuff away from the house, but close to the pool for to make it convenient for parties. Here, this is the south side of the house, so you'll notice there's a lot more windows, big sliding doors, and they are covered well so that this low winter sun gets light into the house, but the high summer hot sun that you don't want in the house is covered by these protected overhangs. We'll zoom the house around a little bit. Down here we have a spa that connects to the pool with big opening doors, and upstairs from that is the theater, and there's the staircase here going to the upstairs. So if there's parties and stuff, here's the game room that people could get to these more social areas easily without getting back to the bedrooms and things like that. Here's a little sun deck here, and then a big covered upstairs deck, and that's connected to the upstairs family room and the upstairs kitchen. Once again, the playroom, or the game room I mean, is underneath that. And then scrolling over, the laundry room is here. It has a door to the outside, and you could have some kind of a hanging apparatus here for the kind of items that want to be dried outside naturally, outside, not using a dryer. And here's the other garden. This would be the kitchen garden, where you'd be growing more herbs and other plants that are going to be used more often in cooking. And so this is the informal dining here. The kitchen is connected to that, so it's easy access to the kitchen garden. And there's a kind of a wash station here to keep dirt and messes outside before bringing them in. So try to maximize efficiency and practicality. Upstairs from the informal dining and kitchen, you'll have the conference room, part of the home office area, and for those that work at home or have home businesses. And there's also the other office room here, and that's above the informal family room downstairs. And then next to that, we have the formal living, dining, and music area. And you'll see that this is kind of a formal garden we have here. So there wouldn't be a lot of grass, but there would be a small area kind of to give a sense of formality, but minimizing the amount of space that would really kind of need that higher maintenance outdoor area. And then from there, we would zoom around again to the front of the house, back to the east. And so that's kind of a general overview. Definitely this twin motion program has a lot better renderings. Hopefully it gives you a better idea of this, not only the Rochester model, but some of the benefits and the features of having a cohouse. And hope you enjoyed it. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll look at some more of the details of this house in future videos. And until then, take care of yourself.